Good morning. I have not gone live on YouTube in years, and for some reason I was thinking I'm gonna be wild and crazy this morning, having my green smoothie. How are you ladies doing? Who else also has like a glass of water, like all the liquids in the morning? So it's Saturday. It's gorgeous here in Dallas. My husband and I have this beautiful Saturday morning ritual now. He started meditating with me. And so we do a little breath work, we meditate, and it's if you can do that with your partner, I highly recommend it. It doesn't have to be super crazy, woo-woo, deep, but it is just such a beautiful way to connect and share that practice together. And he has a gig today, so he went downstairs and he's rehearsing and doing some things. And I was thinking, I usually do a newsletter on the weekend, and I thought, why not just do a video, right? Vlog style. I used to do that a lot. And so first of all, the main thing I want to leave with you today, and I may get off track because that's how I roll, it's the way my mind works, is it's the halfway point of the year, and that idea of the redo. So if you're like me and you have had a hella crazy first half of 2022, join me and let's have a halfway new year redo. And we actually can allow ourselves to do that at any moment, any day, is to just put on the brakes, pause, reflect, and ask ourselves if we are on track. And I've been talking a lot in my mastermind group, Queen Mind, this week. We were talking and just touched briefly on, we're going to expand more, but touched briefly on the inner voice, that inner knowing deep in your spirit. When you are connected to yourself, when you are connected to God, that is the truth of who you are. And that is the genesis, the beginning point to the thoughts. And then the thoughts will come out of your mouth, create your world, right? So the thoughts will create and give power to your language, what you're saying, what you're dictating, what you're declaring, what you're confirming in your life. And it's also guiding your actions. So getting tuned in today at this halfway point to the truth of who you are and the busyness of life, motherhood, all of the things that women, all the hats that we wear, and taking off all the hats, removing all distractions, and tuning into that inner voice. And that's where you will find the if you feel like you've had blind spots, if you've consciously been ignoring things you should be doing, if you truly have just been lazy, let's keep it real. I ask myself that on a regular basis. Am I being lazy, or am I truly waiting on God? Is this just flat out procrastination? Your inner knowing, you have the answer. You have the answer. And I had a beautiful conversation yesterday with a private client about that the inner knowing. How did she frame it? It was, sometimes we think, is it me or is it God? Am I hearing God's voice? And some of you may disagree with me, but when we clear the clutter of family's voice, just all the voices, whether it's people in our inner circle, family, if it's on the scroll, whoever it is, if we can silence those and get reconnected with ourselves. And that's what she was mentioning. She said, I've gone through periods of my life where I did feel disconnected. And when you are disconnected from God, when you are disconnected from yourself, and what I was going to say is, see, I get off on tangents, is I believe that when we are truly tapped in and plugged into God, and we can remove all distractions, that is where the truth of who we are, the inner voice, the inner knowing is connected to God. And that is where that beautiful, juicy state that we can allow ourselves to get in is when we can hear God. We can hear ourselves, and being able to pause long enough and say, God, is this your voice? Holy Spirit, is this your voice? Instead of when we're disconnected, like my client said, when she was disconnected, that is when we go, like Joyce Meyer says, you go onto the throne or you go onto the phone. So when you're disconnected, that's when you will reach out and get everyone else's opinion. You don't even know what you want. So how does this relate to the halfway point? So I am going to do that a bit this weekend. I am carving in time on my schedule. I have a whiteboard right here with the calendar on it. And I am going to tune in and make sure I'm going to pull out. I have it actually on my desktop on those notes that you can type on. They look like sticky notes on your desktop computer. I have all my goals. I haven't reviewed them in a while, but from the new year, I've had health issues. I got COVID the very first week. My husband and I got COVID the very first week of January. That's how we kicked off 2022. So if you've had it, you've had long COVID issues, you've had some just fatigue and memory loss, things like that, on top of some hormonal things I've been dealing with. It's been a hot mess. I've trudged through it because of my commitments, and that's the beauty of commitments, is that you will buck up and put your big girl panties on when you have to. And mind over matter, right? It's the old saying, mind over matter. But I haven't looked at those goals in a while, and I do have my monthly goals on my whiteboard that I focus on, and I teach my clients and my mastermind, what is the one thing? What is the one thing? Even though you may have 5 or 10 soul goals for the month, what is the main thing? What is the primary? And that is where we select a word for the month. So I'm going to look over my main goals for 2022. I'm going to dust some things off. And the other thing that was beautiful, a reminder, is one of the queens in the mastermind wrote and shared in our private Facebook group just where she was. We have exercises each week. And she had all of these beautiful words: receive, release, recalibrate, renew. So when you think of what RE means when it is in front of a word, rebirth. Truly this month, halfway point, instead of getting anxiety ridden and like, oh my God, I haven't accomplished anything. We only have 6 more months. 2022 has been a wash already. No, today you can claim it's a new beginning. It is a new opportunity. Look at the slate, clean it, wipe it off, the whiteboard, dust off the goals and look at some things and say, okay, I've really fallen short in this area. Give yourself grace. Maybe you need to forgive yourself if you're really, really being hard on yourself. And then simply put new life into that goal again. That's why I call them soul goals. Breathe some life, get excited again, and stop beating yourself up for what you have not done. Look at the things, and again, address, am I being lazy? Am I procrastinating? Is this resistance? And we will all know that there is magic and treasure in the things that we're resisting. That is the thing we need to focus on the most. So if it's in the area of health, if it's in the area of your career, your spiritual growth, your self-actualization as a woman, as a queen, did I say relationships already? Look at those areas of your soul goals, breathe new life in them. And maybe there's some things that you're like, you know what? I put way too much on my plate for this year. And maybe that can wait until next year and completely wipe it off the list. I think we come out like gangbusters in the beginning of the year and think we're gonna just control and rule the world. And I have that too, where I create inspo walls, doors. I have a door here that I put all kind of images and powerful words on. I've got a vision board, an actual cork board for business. So maybe you need to take some things off. Maybe you need to breathe life into areas and give yourself some slack. And in some areas, pull those big girl panties up way higher, put your shoulders back, and that negative self-talk that tends to happen, silence the negative Nelly. She gets freaking loud, I know. She's like, wah. Silence her and get in here. In here, it is the head and heart coherence. Get quiet, invite God into this process, and tune into your inner knowing. Your inner knowing. And especially if you have had health issues, some things we cannot control. It has been, I told my girlfriend, I have laid on the couch and allowed myself to lay on the couch more in this last 4 or 5 months than I have in my whole 50 years of life, because I am anything but a couch potato. My husband has to tell me, you need to slow down a little bit. But I've had to allow my body to recuperate. I am good to no one. I am no good to my husband. I'm no good to my clients, all the women I'm serving, if I am constantly burning the candle at both ends and not allowing my body to heal. So I've been talking about that a lot, and we talked about it this week. Sometimes you just need to take your crown off. You need to let it rest and take off all the other hats as well, and just let yourself be for a moment. And I know you busy moms that you're also building your fempire, is what I say. You've got a lot of irons in the fire. You've got a lot of hats to wear. But remembering at the end of the day, when you are taking care of you, you are taking care of your family. You are taking care of your business. You are taking care of your community, and actually taking care of the world. Women that love themselves and allow themselves to just be and to breathe and to tune in, tap into her inner knowing, that's her power center, that actually changes the world. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. Maybe I'll do more of these. I don't know. I need to reignite my YouTube channel. I've neglected it. And this is a platform that reaches the world. So I am here to be of service with significance. So if you want to be more involved in my community, I've got a free private Facebook group called The Sanctuary. You know, this has been called Sanctuary of Style for 11 years now. And the private Facebook group is a hub. It's a vortex of love. It's all things lifestyle. It is all things to help you live your most confident life. And it actually starts with courage. We talked a lot about that in the mastermind too, is doing the courageous things, choosing to do the things afraid every single day, to use your voice to advocate for yourself. That is what builds lasting confidence. It is a muscle. It is truly a skill, but it starts with the follow through, showing up for yourself and following through every single day with freaking courage. And lastly, you can join my mailing list at tiffanyhendra.com. The opt-in is right there on the front page. I don't spam you out. I might send one email newsletter update a week. If there's a big event or a special, a product collaboration I've got, maybe 2 emails, never more than that. So I am like all of you. If I opt in and actually give someone my email, I don't want to get you infiltrating my inbox every single day trying to sell me something. My newsletter isn't for that. It is truly for connection, because all of this social media could go away tomorrow. So letting you know when I have events, speaking engagements, but most of all, to share my heart with you. I used to call them love notes. I would share my heart with you just like I am today. Whatever I'm going through, I have always shared it with my community, because we are in this together, and that's what community is all about. heavy on the unity, right? And then lastly, we will probably, I haven't fully decided and gotten confirmation, divine download on that yet, but the women are creating such momentum in their life that it's not about me. And so July, I'm pretty sure we will. May was amazing. June, yesterday, Thursday was our kickoff for the mastermind, and it was lit. Like the flame is more than a flicker. And then July, I'm sure, is going to happen. So ladies, this is for women who are mission driven. It is queen mind. The term mastermind didn't really resonate with me. So God gave me the idea of queen mind. A lot of it is based on Queen Esther and her stepping into destiny, her having to use her voice and using her beauty, using all the gifts that God gave her for a massive destiny, which was to save her people. So right now, I believe more than ever, God is raising up an army of women. I was given that vision in 2018. So if you know that you are being called to your greater work, your greater purpose in life, to be of service like this in whatever capacity, doesn't have to be on camera, but that is the common collective goal and intention for Queen Mind. And then individually, the women each have their own soul goals to truly step into the call. Some of them are just figuring out, like it seems very far off what their purpose is, but they've started. And you need a group of women, iron sharpening sisters that hold you accountable. They've gotten prayer partners together when you're doing this work. It is not for the faint-hearted. I always say it's not for the faint-hearted. And I say one woman can make a difference, but together we can rule and rock the world. So you need sisters who get you. When you are stepping into your calling, often your family, they're like, what do you mean you're going to write a book? Who are you to write? What are you going to write a book about? What do you mean you're going to be a speaker? What do you mean you're going to start a YouTube channel? You know that side eye, because you're reflecting back. It's about them. So never take that on. It is not about you. It is about you, them, and their insecurities, because you're reflecting maybe something that they're not doing, right? We're all mirrors of one another. I could go on and on and on, but those are the ways you can connect with me, be part of the private Facebook group. It is all there on my website. It is Instagram and TikTok. I'm loving TikTok, building the community there. Both are at Tiffany Hendra. Say hello. I would love to know what you are stepping into, what season in your life. But what we all can do right here, right now, is a redo. So leave a comment and let me know what area of your life you feel like, 2022 has just been kind of a, for lack of a better word, a shit show. I mean, that's what I feel like it's been for me. Total shit show. And let's start again. All right, ladies, I love y'all. Crown up today. How do you even end this thing? Oh my goodness, I have not done this in so long.